5 days and counting until the most exciting air show in the city, Thunder Over Louisville, is happening this Saturday.
It's almost here. Joining us more to talk about this awesome event is Air Force veteran and our Thunder on WDRB commentator, Shawn Dawley. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me. I have to correct you. Most amazing air show probably on the planet.
Okay.
Not just the city.
All
Let's set the bar real high.
Coming
because there's
out
a lot
the gate swinging and correcting us.
Let's do it right.
He's going to be on the Southern Indiana set with me and Lindsay on Saturday morning. I'm sure you'll be correcting me a few more times. There is going to be more than a dozen different planes participating, helicopters participating in this year's event. But you have one that you're kind of passionate about more than all the rest. Tell us about your relationship with the C-130.
Unapologetically, I'm biased in favor of the C-130. So growing up here in Louisville, having a chance to fly the C-130 out of the homegrown unit is certainly something special. And I have good intel. Maybe I should be a journalist. I got a good scoop for you.
Okay,
I cannot give away too much, but all the I's have been dotted, T's have been crossed. The C-130 this year is going to do something in the air show that they have never done before.
That's what we call in the news business.
Can you give us a little hint?
I can simply tease it that it will be memorable. It'll be memorable, but I don't want to give away too much more because my sources, on pain of death, swore me to secrecy.
Okay, all right.
So we're going to be looking forward to that. Tell us what the Kentucky Air National Guard is doing this year for Thunder and why their role is just so important that day.
Well, thank you so much for asking that, because as much as we begin to talk about Thunder in the couple of weeks leading up to it, planning for Thunder starts the Sunday after the preceding Thunder. And in the past 3 or so months, and certainly several weeks, the logistical effort that is undertaken to put on this amazing air show has the fingerprints of about 400 people on it.
Wow.
From support personnel, the security forces that guard the perimeter, to the legion of aircraft mechanics that receive all these aircraft, launch them out, and then while we're watching the fireworks, they're receiving the planes, putting them to bed in the small hours of the morning, and then driving home by themselves. So there are hundreds of people that are doing so much work at the Kentucky Air National Guard that make all this happen. For every pilot you see, for every aviator that's in that show box, there's 10 or 100 people doing thankless work to make sure that we get to have such a great day.
I said that the television broadcast works in similar fashion, right? You're going to see, a dozen, 20 different people on air, but behind the scenes, it is like a village. It is a network of people who are making this thing go for it to happen in 2 different states, on 2 different sets,
That's right.
24 different cameras.
That's
it really takes a cohesive unit, almost like a choir or an orchestra with its many different pieces to make it all come together.
That's a perfect analogy, because right now we know that there's a building full of people that are allowing the 3 of us to do this. And if one person in this building does not do their job, none of this works. It's the same thing with the air show.
It's just a well-oiled machine,
So what else are you excited about for this year's event?
We always have the fortune of having multiple official demonstration teams. And by that, I mean aircraft and crews that have been certified to do some pretty unconventional things. Being Thunder, with hundreds of thousands of folks that are showing up, we get usually not 1, not 2, but several. This year, in addition to the amazing F-18, F-16, high-speed demos, we have 2, the KC-135 and the C-17, big aircraft doing big demonstrations. And as much as we can appreciate the sound and speed of the jets, when a 500,000-pound, 150-foot-long airplane is doing steep banks and steep climbs, there's something qualitatively different about that that gives Thunder such an eclectic mix. There's something for everybody in this air show.
Sure. And sometimes when those big planes come through, like you feel like you can almost feel it in your heart.
Yeah.
It feels
pounding.
so tiny too.
Yeah, well, I can tell you the enemy feels the same way.
Oh,
there you go.
That's good to know.
Shawn Dawley, retired Lieutenant Colonel in the
sir.
Air Force. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm looking forward to spending time with you on Saturday. And don't forget, WDRB is your source for Thunder this year. Our live coverage starts at noon on the 20th. You can watch it on television, on WDRB.com, and on WDRB+. Shawn, we'll see you this weekend.